this is our speaker today and 2 weeks ago, Amanda Gonzalez. She is the owner of KeepEdgy and Co., which is a marketing company that works mainly with real estate, engineering, and architecture, but she has a very vast knowledge of marketing. She's worked in corporate for many moons, her degrees in marketing, and she is an overall marketing badass. And as far as it comes to LinkedIn, she is one of those people that uses it religiously, not just for herself, but also for her clients. And one of my favorite things was being at Marketing World with her. And our very first event was a LinkedIn event. We both picked it. We were like circling which one we're going to go to. And she was like, we had to sit on the floor. And she sat there with her notebook, like, yes, like taking screenshots. She was all in. And I nerd out when I see people who are like that passionate about LinkedIn. So without further ado, here is Amanda Gonzalez to talk about what to write on your company page as a solopreneur.
Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction, Kimberly. I appreciate it. I spend a lot of time teaching executives about LinkedIn and how to utilize it. And I think we do get stuck on, what works best for my business, a company page, or should I stick to my personal profile? And when we had this conversation a few weeks ago, that was, I would say, the number one question that we got. As a solopreneur, should I have a separate company page? And if so, what should I be doing with that page? So I wanted to start with just a very basics, like why are we on LinkedIn and what are we trying to do when we're establishing ourselves on these platforms? And primarily on LinkedIn, what we're trying to do is build brand awareness, we're building authority, and we're building credibility. Credibility is a non-negotiable in today's playing field with everybody being in the digital world. Your credibility is so important. So I wanted to first differentiate solopreneurs versus entrepreneurs because I want you to think about what the future state of your business looks like and not just what are the activities that I'm doing within my business today, tomorrow, next week, and next month. We're thinking about what is my business going to morph into in the next few years and what kind of foundation do I need for that? So solopreneurs are typically people that are running and managing their business on their own. They're the only employee. They are running every facet of the business on their own. And most people start this way. Entrepreneurs are the same thing. They typically are running their business on their own, but they have plans to scale. They have plans to get bigger. They have plans to hire employees. The vision is just a lot more scaled there. So when you're thinking about your business and yourself as a solopreneur, think about which of those buckets you fall into, because I think that's going to help you differentiate yourself from your business profile, or if you decide that maybe having a business profile doesn't make sense for you where you are right now. I want to talk about the pros and cons of having a company page in addition to your profile page. Again, I think this is just one of those things that's going to help you understand like whether or not this is something that makes sense for you. And I want you to think of everything that you do from the lens of your customer. How are they searching for you? What is important to them when they're looking for you? If they're stacking you up against your competition, like I don't know which one to hire. What are the things that are important to your customer, right? Because we can give you all the advice in the world, but ultimately you want to make decisions that are based on what your customers are looking for. So here's some of the pros. So professionalism and brand credibility is one of the things that kind of heightens your, I would say, your brand in terms of having a company page in addition to your personal profile. That dedicated page just gives you more of that professional image. It gives you more credibility. Again, this is from the lens of your customer. This is not me claiming that you're less credible because you don't have it or you're not using it. Think of it from the lens of your customer. Having a company page gives you an opportunity to highlight your culture, your values. If you do have some employees, maybe how you interact with your employees, maybe what your customer or what your company stands for from a public standpoint. What are we doing in our community? Things that are less attached to you as an individual. You reach a wider audience with the company pages. There's not as much organic growth opportunities, meaning that you may have to pay for sponsorships to get that visibility, but it ultimately does help you reach a wider audience to have that elevated page. My favorite part of the company page is the analytics. You get a little bit more of a deeper dive into your analytics, and some of the insights into your audience, your engagement rates, things like that. So think about, I think that is a missed opportunity a lot of the times for people that I talk to that are running their own businesses, understanding their analytics across social platforms. So if that's not something that you're monitoring right now, go do that, learn how to do it. And if you don't know how, go seek those resources because your analytics are gold. Some of the cons of having a company page, obviously, the big one here is limited resources and time. Solopreneurs are doing everything on their own. So if you have a secondary page, you have secondary content, you have secondary management, you have secondary maintenance. And so the other con is it's going to require some additional content creation. However, I do think that, there's a lot of low hanging fruit that can be merged over from individual profiles to a company page. So I wouldn't write it off just because of that. If you have an existing profile that's an individual page where you're creating content or you're doing it on another platform, you have low hanging fruit for a company profile page. Um, there's the other thing that I felt like was a con is that lower engagement because people just feel more tied to, or more, I would say, motivated to engage with individuals over a brand or a logo. And so when we think about company pages, I think your brand, reaching your audience are going to be those things that are important when your customers are looking at those things. Um, so ultimately, I would think about the long-term plan for your business and think about the verticals that are under your business, right? Does it make sense for a product or a service that you have? Does another landing page or a platform make sense for those things to live as a separate entity from you as an individual and your personal brand? Um, so I want to talk about what you should be doing on each of these profiles if you have a profile for your business and if you have a profile for yourself. Let's start with your personal profile. A blend of these things is, I think, going to be the best recipe for success. So on your personal page, you should be focusing on building your personal brand. Again, in a world where we are inundated with content, inundated with noise, and logos and things like that, your personal brand is where you should be making the biggest investment. For your personal page, this is where you should be networking and engaging, not just with your prospects, but with your current customers, with people that you would view and seek partnerships from. Make sure you're doing that networking and engagement from a collaboration standpoint. This is where you would be sharing more of your like personal updates and personal stories, maybe where you're telling your entrepreneurial journey, where you're connecting more on a personal level with your customers. And again, building your authority. Most of us have had a previous life before we came into the entrepreneur world. So showcasing your expertise, showcasing your resume there, is something that you can do outside of your business profile, or your company page. Let's talk about your company page. Here is where we should be establishing your brand identity. So using your company page to kind of establish the brand identity that your business has. What is the difference in the world that we're making in our business? How am I differentiating myself or differentiating my business? This is really where you're differentiating your product or service from your competition, not necessarily you as an individual, right? We're selling the business that we're in. This is where you would share your company updates. So if you're doing things like you're in the news or you're sponsoring something, sometimes it's just much better to do that from a corporate, I hate the word corporate, but more of a company feel, right? I sponsored this event. We at this company are, maybe it's a financial summit that you're sponsoring. Maybe it's I don't know, a park cleanup, whatever it is that's important to you, your brand and your business. Those things are really cool to share from your company page, and it just kind of humanizes your brand a little bit. Um, this is where you would showcase your products, your services, your resources, your tools. So if you are a service-based business and you have resources that are useful for your customers, your landing page, your profile, your business landing page would be a great place to showcase some of these things rather than, continuously promoting it on your personal profile. Kind of giving you, I like to think as your business page as truly an additional landing page that's going to ultimately guide your customer to your website, right? People are generally going to start with your personal profile, and then they're going to look at your resume. They're going to look at, okay, where does she work? I'm saying she because there's most of us are she's on here. All of us are. Where does she work? And when you have your company page, you're able to link your company profile there, right? So further that's going to further help your customer explore you and your business. They're going to land on your company page. And then hopefully from there, they're going to want to explore enough of your business that they land on your website where you have more calls to action and they're in your funnel. And then finally, just building credibility. Again, when you're maintaining your page the right way, it enhances your credibility as a solopreneur because it kind of gives you this like arsenal of this like bigger brand that I'm building, this bigger thing that I'm doing. For me personally, just to give you a real life example, I have my bread and butter in my business is marketing consulting, right? I work with businesses to help them elevate their marketing strategies. But in addition to that, I love to throw events. I do event planning. I have merchandise. So having a company that these things live under makes more sense than under Amanda as a solopreneur. So for me, it made sense to extract those things outside of me as an individual and give them a hub. So those are the kind of verticals under your business that I would think about that can live on a company page outside of what you're doing as an individual and your personal brand. Do we have any questions? That was a lot in 15 minutes.
Actually, we'll do questions in the chat because we want to jump right into our co-work time.
Okay.
Welcome, Andrew. You just missed our actual educational piece, but no worries. We do post those replays, so you'll be able to watch what you just missed. But we're going to jump right into our co-work. This is your opportunity to stay motivated into working on your LinkedIn, whether it's making new connections, going and doing some engagement, finally getting that post out, working on your collaborative articles, whatever you want to work on. There is no like specific thing. Maybe it's time to work on Amanda was just talking about or not. And at the end of the hour, about 10:55 Eastern, we'll come back and we're all going to just do a quick accountability of what we actually accomplished. Try not to take this time to check your text, check your email, other platforms. This is the LinkedIn Collective. It's your time to work on your LinkedIn. So stay focused on your LinkedIn and we'll see you back in about 40 minutes. Anybody want to share what they accomplished?
I answered my messages, which is great because I've been getting some leads actually from this, which is like, yay, thank you. A celebration. And then I went ahead and added our networking event to LinkedIn. And then I'm working on a follow-up post from the one that I did last time on our business page. And I took all of the notes too. So thank you.
Yay. Awesome. Andrew, welcome. And please share what you accomplished today.
Hello, everybody. Sorry I was late today. Happy to be here for my first time. Let me back up. Yesterday, I saw my sister and I'm hosting an event in a week or so. And my sister told me that my event looked scammy when I made a post about it on my Facebook page, right? So I sort of took a little bit of inspiration from that. I wrote a post on LinkedIn about how my sister said my event looked like a scam and wrote a little FAQ for readers and stuff to help kind of like introduce them a little bit more thoroughly to me and answer some of the questions they might have before the event comes up. And I cross-posted that to my Facebook.
Awesome. Great job. And welcome. Jennifer.
I worked on two posts. The first one was really bringing in a review that we recently had, but matching it up with our vision and mission. And then the other post was bringing in stats from a Gallup poll on workplace wellness, and then matching that up with corporate wellness. So it's good to get that scheduled.
Sweet. Great job. Thanks for being here consistently. We love it. Lily, you want to share what you got done?
Yes, I did post some of my articles. I posted a blog as well, and I requested some of the recommendations from my clients that I have on LinkedIn, and I'm now working on the verification. So very productive.
Great.
Thank you guys.
Yay, awesome. Amanda, were you able to get anything done?
Yeah, and actually was taking a look at, I haven't been taking advantage of LinkedIn's like events section. So I was like auditing my own website and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have all these events are like actually pretty old. I need to refresh this. So I'm like working on doing that and then want to utilize the LinkedIn features for the future ones because I do have a couple of exciting ones coming up. One will be LinkedIn focused for a networking group. So I'm excited about that. And I think they should promote it on LinkedIn.
Yeah, cool. Sweet. So for
Auditing
me-
myself.
Yeah, exactly. For me, I got verified. I did that today and I posted the reel that I posted about a week ago on Facebook and Instagram about the group onto LinkedIn just to see how it does. And I added our Zoom link to my work experience as like being, that I am a co-leader of this group on my LinkedIn. And I did some other stuff. I just don't remember what I did. But I definitely felt like it was very productive time. So Kimberly.
I collaborated on 3 articles in digital marketing. I finished a post I've been working on for a minute and tested the using personal photos theory. So this photo that I added, it's one of me and you, Amanda, is not what I would normally post on LinkedIn. So I'm just kind of playing with what I learned from social media marketing world and seeing how that goes. And then I got Amanda's original presentation into the YouTube channel and posted it in the LinkedIn Collective group.
Yeah.
Technically that's work, right?
Yeah. Definitely. On that note too, I was going to say I started right at the end of the work period looking at collaborative articles. I didn't find one I wanted to collaborate on, but I actually learned some stuff by reading what other people had wrote. So I'm like, this is intriguing in its own way. And I popped over to Kimberly asking if she had heard of Microsoft Clarity. I hadn't heard of it. It's a free heat maps resource. So the reason my collaborative thing was it says you can use tools like Microsoft Clarity to understand user behavior, and this will enable you to make your content more personalized and tailored to your users' needs. So Microsoft Clarity, it's a free heat map resource. Heat map means what are people looking for within your industry, searching, that kind of thing. So just wanted to put that out there. But yeah, like I was looking for something to contribute to, and I feel like I don't want to say like I'm not smart enough, but I definitely learned. So that's always good. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for being here at the top of the hour. We will see you next week. Do not miss next week's meeting. It is going to be amazing. I am so excited about our speaker. And the following week, we have Stacy as our speaker, and we're so excited.
Woo.
We just got that up on Facebook, Stacy. So make sure you're inviting your friends to come join. And again, Andrew, if you could please make sure you fill out the Google form for us, we would truly appreciate it. Have a good rest of your week, everybody. Bye.
Bye. Thanks, everyone.